Mm. Certainly. Mm. That is very funny. You truly seem to hate Microsoft Teams. Precisely. So would you say you feel hate towards Microsoft Teams, or would you say that you feel disdain? Like, what's the emotion here? All right, fair enough. All right, X Sushi X is now following you. I appreciate the follow. Where ya Benny? I don't know what that means. Also, anyone that's in here, come to my Discord. It's linked on from npmail.com, and you can come along and get your resume reviewed if you're interested. Something to think about. While Mooseius gets his fucking shit together. There's Moose. There we are. So let's hop into the pair programming. No, not the pair programming. I want the resume review one with the cool background. Look at that. How nice is that? I don't know. Did you? All right. Well, Moose, I'm gonna have to subtract one from your scorecard here, given that you weren't ready to stream when it was time to stream. So it's gonna be Nate 1,000,002, and then Moose is gonna get -1. This is the thing. I was ready when it's time to stream, when it's time to be online, because I get to decide when it's time to be online. Diesel says ads. Yeah, Diesel, I gotta make money, dude. I'm not trying to be broke over here. Guyman50 says, oof, -1 professionalism. Exactly. You know what? I'm subtracting another one from Moose just for that. Moose, -2. I'm professional. I'm wearing my my costume, I mean, do you realize the team that's just off camera right over there that had to they had to do makeup, costume, fog up my glasses, because that's part of my brand, is that I show up with fogged glasses and then they become unfogged as I continue to wear them. This is a millions, if not billions of dollars sort of operation here. Anyway, so we're doing resume review today. So if anyone wants a resume reviewed, hop in the old Discord. It's linked at npmail.com. Of course, I will just send a message saying npmail.com in here so that you know to go there. You can click on the Discord. You can drop your resume in the resume review channel, and then I will review it on stream. So we have one person already ready to go. Let's see. Actually, I'm not sure if he's ready to go. Are you ready to go? So we'll see if this one person is ready to join. All right, finally. All right, very cool, very cool. Moose, how you doing? We have to vamp for a minute while I decide if our first victim is ready to have his resume reviewed or not, because he's he says he's ready. So let's bring on Diesel. Oh shoot, my Discord window isn't big enough to drag him all the way in one shot. So I'll drag him to Hangout and then drag him in. What's going on, Diesel? Have you done more work to your resume since we last reviewed it? That is fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. So this should be a perfect resume that no one can find any issues with. It's an honor for us that you've diesel.md, okay. So I'm just creating a real quick. So you've submitted it in Markdown format again. So let's get that bad boy in here. Fantastic. So Diesel, how do you oh no, this looks really gross with the green, because what I do is I do a poor man's green screen where I have a green background and then I use green screen to make the image show up there. But when it's darker like this, it screws it up. You know, this is a little inside baseball type stuff. Let's just yeah. So I could de-transparent my terminal, which I don't remember how to do that. I think I have to edit a file, and when I try to edit the file, it opens up Visual Studio proper.
Wait, no. We figured this out last time. Just click on it, and what is it? Control scroll wheel?
That's right. Wait,
Capacity?
that's what it was. It was like Control scroll wheel. It was Control Alt scroll wheel, Shift Control Alt scroll wheel. So we just make it all the way. There we go. Look at that, dude. Dude, that looks fucking sick. That is so good. That is so good. I've outdone myself. Let me share my screen so you guys get a live view. Of course, your live view will look like shit, but you know. Your microphone is always shit.
Yeah.
But actually, we're not gonna do this. So we're gonna do fully black.
I'm working on it, okay? Working on it.
All right, fair enough. Let's see. Next up, make resume maker, Diesel, OP dev. Yeah, Diesel, I'd say he's an OP dev for someone who's never written software, you know, professionally. I mean, I guess he has done it professionally now that I think of it. His garbage collection business website is he's unironically a garbage man. This isn't an insult. This is actually a very high praise coming from me, especially. Yeah. Wait a second. This could be a problem on my end. I may have turned down desktop audio. No, I didn't. Speak a little bit more. That's not coming through. Now you're not coming through at all. You literally can't hear you. Okay. Well, we heard you there. Diesel, you want to speak for a little bit? Oh no. My desktop audio recording isn't working. I can't pull it up. Why does this have to break when I'm streaming? And why does it have to break when I'm doing a real stream, not like a let's see. Hold on a second. The problem's not you. The problem is me. Speak again.
Hello?
There you are.
Speaking again?
Okay, now it's blasting everyone's ears. Let me turn this down a skosh. All right, can you guys both speak for a little bit?
Oli.
Okay, now Diesel.
Hello?
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, sorry about that. Little technical snafu. My settings decided to change themselves when I wasn't paying attention, which is why I'm probably going to switch to a Mac-based workflow for streaming because I'm getting tired of this fucking shit. Excuse the coarse language there. I really
you should just nuke Windows.
I honestly should. Anyway, now to the main event. Diesel's resume. Now you'd probably want to change this from Diesel's resume to like
Well, I
Mr. DeAndre Diesel.
Hang on. My dog really wants this tennis ball underneath. Come here, baby. Want to get it? Go get it.
Maximum professional.
Yeah,
There we go.
Let's subtract another one from Moose for your for your unprofessionality. And then for my ability to deal with such an unprofessional situation with such professionalism, I think I deserve another 3 points. So there we go. We're at 1,000,005 to -3. Let's get back to it. So, of course you want to say Mr. DeAndre Easel instead of Diesel's resume, obviously. And that is your name, right? DeAndre Easel?
Yeah.
Your
Diesel's
middle name,
just
of
short
course,
for that.
Newts. DeAndre Newts Easel.
Probably a D's.
DeAndre's.
I actually have 4 names, so it's like,
DeAndre's Newts Easel.
It's
yeah, you need a D's in there.
KNUTZ.
Yeah,
K silent.
That's right. KNUTZ. Excuse me. DeAndre's Newts Easel. I can't even say it. All right. Contact information: anonymous, unknown, anon, 777777, LinkedIn, whatever. Fair enough.
Working remote from the Shadow Realm, of course.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah, we
Proficient
are Legion.
full-stack developer with expertise in database, front-end, back-end API programming. Novice systems programmer with experience in compiler design, emulation, and embedded. Detail-oriented logistics coordinator with 2.5 years of experience. Logistics coordinator. That's a great way to say garbage, man. I don't know why, but I think it's more... I think
No,
it's...
that's actually from the parcel company.
Oh, shit. That's right. Before you went into business on your own. I don't know. I like the idea of garbage man going into work and then absolutely shitting on everyone.
I like the idea of garbage man writing C++
Honestly.
language with no garbage collector.
It's
No.
well, he's got to be the
garbage
garbage collector. That's what he does, dude. He's a garbage collector. Of course, he wants a language with no garbage collector. He's trying to stay in a job. He's not trying to be put out of work by no C++ bullshit garbage collector. Fuck that. Come on. All right.
Hey,
So skills.
you know what I say? Smart pointer, smart programmer. There you go.
So skills, we got programming languages, Java, 6 years, C++, Node.js, JavaScript. He's a real developer. He collects garbage on his own. Exactly. Go, 1 year, PHP, Lua, SQL, MongoDB, Git, RESTful API development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I would cut down on some of these programming languages here. I would leave C++. I would leave Node, and I would leave Go. I wouldn't... You're already kind of showing that you've been in the programming space for a large number of years. And when you start putting in a lot of languages, then a lot of hiring managers will think you might be bullshitting them, even though you do have that experience. And I'm not sure what kind of jobs you're looking for, but I bet you're not looking for Java or PHP jobs, and Lua jobs don't exist. So I would recommend just getting rid of that. Just getting rid of those.
Yo, did you see that? Cancel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, if only I had made the same mistake and typed JJJ because I was above the line. Yeah, that is a problem with Vim. I think this is something that Vim YouTubers and Vim streamers don't talk about enough. It's how easy it is to be canceled when all you want to do is move up and you accidentally forget you're in insert mode and you hit K to go up a line and then oh no, you're a racist. This is a common issue. This is how we lose good streamers. This is how all sorts of people get canceled.
They should just move
Honestly.
it up to YUIO.
Yeah, UEO. Yeah, UEO based navigation. I think that would make a lot more sense than the Hoogical stuff that we do these days. Any other thoughts about that, Mooseius? You think that's a good move or a bad move? I don't know.
I say move it to UIO and add the P so you can go yup.
I'm not talking about that. I was talking about the resume thing. You know what? I'm taking
okay,
another professionalism score.
In terms of the skill section, you could take or leave the headers, programming languages, database management, version control, and web dev. If you want to label it, it's nice. In terms of experience, have you actually been writing C++ for like 8 years or?
It was my first programming language.
Oh, well, shit. Okay, so no, all this is like straight up.
Yeah, I've kind of been just like off and on with it, but yeah, it was my first programming language.
All right, yeah, that's totally fair. Moving on. Or actually, okay, one thing I would do is in order to legitimize some of the years of experience, I would crib what Nate does on his resume and just write like a brief tagline to the right of each of these that says like, oh, here's what I did with the language. Like here's the relevant domain, so to speak.
Yeah, let me show you what I do on mine real quick.
Also,
Oh.
I guess I'm canceled too.
Yeah. Always. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Chick-fil-A, dude. Bro, that is. I know I have some right-wing tendencies, but you've gone crazy with the right-wingism. Chick-fil-A. Oh, yikes.
Oh yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah, so
Is
I
that
just say,
new, or
yeah,
did you have that last time?
I've had this forever. The only thing
Oh.
new is this section up here that doxes my current job. Please don't reach out to my employer. Anyway. No, so yeah, just very basic stuff. Web application, general software development, extensive use in data gathering and automation, personal projects, whatever.
I probably should put Docker in there.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get rid of Docker, honestly. At this point, I mean, I think earlier on it makes sense to say Docker, but at this point in my career, it's like if you can't use Docker, what the hell are you doing?
You have to spell it out
Yeah,
for you really do.
I don't know. Oh, sorry.
It's not necessarily that you have to spell it out for people in the know. It's that you have to spell it out for people who are not in the know. And yeah, like knowing how to use Docker is one of those things that a lot of companies really want. And it's almost like, yeah, isn't this a given? But often it's not.
Yeah, I take a slightly different approach. If a company isn't willing to look at my resume and they have a robot do it, I don't want to work for that company.
It's not a robot looking at your resume. It's a person.
If that person
who
is indistinguishable, if that person's indistinguishable from a robot, then they're a robot, and I don't care.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it has to be a person, not a corporate shell.
Yeah, but you also have to keep in mind that, like, okay, so I'm not going to bring that up as an example, but for every job application that gets put out there, right? If you have like 200 applicants or something for one job, 100 of those applicants probably have no business applying, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So they have to have someone to be that like first pass filter.
That's fine, but if they're looking at Docker and not 8 years of Go experience, that's very stupid, and I don't want to work for that company.
Yeah. The problem with the first pass like hiring managers is that
Hold on, Guyman50 says reverse Turing test. That's very good. That is fucking fantastic.
I don't think they really know how to weight the significance of different technologies or what they mean. That's why you see so many fucking hiring managers look for like, oh, do you have RESTful API experience? Do you have JSON experience? Like,
these are all things that I don't put on my resume because it's like, no shit.
Yeah.
How else am I supposed to write an API?
Do
I write SOAP APIs? And it doesn't make a difference. I can write any API. If you want it to be binary, I don't care. It's not a problem.
I use CBOR.
Really, just
CBOR, fine. It's just like things. It's just what method do I call at the end before I send off the data? I don't care.
Yeah,
RESTful makes the most sense, though.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah,
of course.
I think so.
There's a whole tangent about RESTful, but we're not going to get into that. Also, real quick, anyone in the stream chat, 5 viewers, if you want your resume reviewed, join the Discord. Drop your resume in the resume review channel. We have no one going on behind Diesel at the present moment, and I need more content.
For time.
We are stalling for time. We are stalling hard for time. It's been 19 minutes, and we've barely gotten through the first part because I am stalling for time to get more people to put their resumes in the resume review channel in the Discord. Please join the Discord. Anyway. Let's see. Can I come up with an excuse to remove another point from Moose before we move on? No, I don't think so. Professional experience. Full stack developer. Some junk removal company. 2020 to present. Building out admin panels, appointment management, CRM estimate tools, and SEO automations. Collaborated with cross-functional teams to design and implement RESTful APIs for efficient communication. Utilize MySQL and MongoDB for database management and optimization. actively participated in version control using Git for code-based management. Who did you collaborate with?
Me, myself, and I.
Okay. Delete that. That's lying.
Yeah.
I collaborated with employees to
to develop the software?
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
to remove junk?
Oh, okay, hold on. If you collaborated with employees or, some sort of technical stakeholder, then
not
you
technical
can
stakeholders, just
normal stakeholders then,
just
right? People with a vested
people
interest
that
in
would
how the
use the
application
software.
works. Yeah, okay, stakeholders, right? Or users or clients. Mention that, right? Because you don't have to like sugarcoat it as oh, I worked with a cross-functional team or other developers. If you consulted with non-technical people to create what they wanted or what they needed, that is just as valuable, if not more valuable, than collaborating with like a team of other developers, right? That goes for a lot.
Now, I would say what he says, but like quintuple down on it. Don't say you are a full stack developer when you own the business and also made the website for it. You link to the website and say, this website is fucking sick, and I did everything for it. Also, I was able to do that while running a business with employees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then say, I merely have to develop software for your company. I'll do just fine because in this previous life or up until now, I've been developing software, and it's great software, and everyone loves my software, while I'm also running an entire other business. Like, that's why I changed it from full stack engineer to business owner, Junk Removal Corp. And then you put a link to the website, and then you just describe what I would do, honestly, is have a section where you talk about the stuff you did for the website. So you just do like website stuff, and then you just talk about business stuff. Now you don't say business stuff and website stuff, but then you say like, had XYZ employees over XYZ time frame, managed appointments with XYZ people per year. And then you say what you did in here. So instead of RESTful APIs, you say something like custom built a full stack application for
Can I make a quick
appointments.
suggestion
Something like that.
before we continue? Take this business stuff, website stuff, flip them around. Put the development stuff first, and then include the business stuff at the bottom. Yeah. And I don't think you even have to put a hard label on them. Just lead with the development points, and then further down the bullets you can talk about the business things.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
And then go into more detail on, you say all these things, build out admin panels, appointment management, CRM estimate tools, SEO automations. So that's going to be like, personally, I don't even mind if this technical section of your business owner, of your junk removal company, takes up 3/4 of your resume. Since you haven't worked any other professional programming jobs, if this is all you've done, and you've done a lot, then that should take up a lot of space, right? So
I 1000% agree with that.
So honestly, this should be admin panels, appointment management, Jesus,
and
CRM estimate tools, estimate tools. This is proving how bad I am at Go, or not Go, at NeoVim here. Screwing this whole thing up. SEO automations, and then expand on all of these things.
Yeah.
Well,
so like, what did the admin panels do? Did you have to
appointment
use
management? Yeah, for XYZ appointments per time. Made CRM to handle XYZ amount of pages of content, and then link to one of them maybe. Estimate tools to save XYZ time per time. That whole thing.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I don't really care for this RESTful APIs thing. It's fine. But full stack application. So you put this at the top. And then this is fine and this is fine. They say took XYZ tons of trash with my bare hands. You know, that's just like a fun one that you put in there to be like, yo man, I don't care how bad you think this job is, what kind of shit you think I'm going to have to endure. I've literally picked up people's smelly old couches and thrown them in the back of my truck, drove it to the dumpster, and then picked it back up. I can deal with physical problems, physical gross things. Of course, I can deal with your code base being a little spaghetti sometimes. You following?
That's one of the things that I've kind of gotten out of consulting, is that I've dealt with so many bad, like, uncared for code bases now that I don't think there's anything someone could throw at me that would like truly surprise me or undermine my expectations, right? I have already seen rock bottom.
You know what? Let's prove you wrong right here. Let's go to
no.
/pape changer, and then just
look at
look at main.go. Oh yeah. Now this should make you throw up. This makes me throw up. I'm ashamed every time I think about this.
What? Hold on. Chooser.chooser's weird. Classic functionality function. Earn equal nil. Fatal F. Environment.getState.
I've dealt with this.
Not checking the error.
Yeah. Fun. Actually, I am checking the error.
Oh yeah, so you are. Nah. This is fine. There's nothing in here that really disgusts me.
Cryptic, though.
Oh, the errors are intentionally extraordinarily cryptic. Let's see what you think about this. Internal error prefix. So every time I print an error, it puts on a random one of these prefixes.
Yeah. I've seen this, and again, you've thought about your errors, right? You have put some thought into them, so it's not the worst I've ever seen.
Dang it!
All right,
this is ridiculous. I specifically made it to be bad.
What's terrible, what's truly terrible, is when you know there's errors in your software and you deliberately ignore them and you like send them to dev null, right? You're just like,
gross.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
No.
Ketsu says,
I've seen
NP Mail,
bottom.
if you think that's bad, I envy you. Yeah, most people envy me.
Okay.
Got him.
Back to the resume stuff. So custom built a full stack application for appointments, building out admin panels. It explained like what the admin panels did. Of course, I kind of take it you don't want to get into a lot of detail on stream, do you? Or do you not care?
Like what specifically?
Okay. Admin panel. What were you administrating? What specifically?
I had a couple different admin panels. I had one for adding images to the website and tags and such.
Okay, CMS. There we go. That's one thing mentioned.
I had one for adding items to the kind of item repository, all the services that we offer.
Okay, still
prices.
CMS, yeah.
And then viewing the calendar, canceling appointments, changing appointments. All
right. Scheduling, that's huge. So you got CMS and scheduling. Those are two major systems to talk about, and what it took to develop them. How they added value.
That's what it took.
Yeah. You ever used R rules?
Nope.
Nope.
Scratch.
You should use our rules. They're great. Not enough people know about recurring rules. What else?
I mean, that's pretty much it. And then top of that, it had Google Calendar integration that integrated with a couple different APIs, Blogger
All
API.
right,
Pulling
gotcha.
out my
So
logs.
you developed a CMS to market the business and to deal with your specific needs, and then you also set up a scheduling system and integrated it with Google Calendar. So instead of saying just admin panels, I would say those two things, because when you say admin panel, I immediately think to myself, well, like, okay, you can write a fucking Django model or a model in pretty much any web framework, and that'll make admin pages for you, right? Like, no effort. It'll just code gen everything. So, a content management system and scheduling system that are both, running the business, those are what I would say and focus on instead of just saying admin panel.
TV Josh says hello. Hello, TV Josh.
ITV Josh.
Diesel, you're not going to greet TV Josh?
PB, what'd it do?
You took too long. We're down to 5 viewers now. All right.
Let's see. What's a CRM?
Customer resource management, of course.
I thought
Gotcha.
it was Customer Relation Manager.
Customer.
Either way.
Management.
Yeah. So those are what I would really expand on. Is the specific stuff, more details and things like that to really show people that, okay, maybe their business is different, it probably is, but it's like you have solved these specific problems, like implemented these concrete things, and I think that generally gives hiring managers and people more confidence than being abstract as admin panels. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, like all this stuff, it would have cost me thousands of dollars to pay someone to, or thousands of dollars a month to, have these systems in place.
Oh yeah.
But I got it down to
hundreds of
my
hours
service
of pain
cost-
and suffering.
yeah, I mean, my service cost me like $30 a month.
Hey, there you go. Otherwise, I guess talk about like the business end of it as well if you want. So you had a certain amount of employees over time, managed appointments. I assume is picking up trash, but still, all good stuff to expand on. And then logistics coordinator, some parcel company, 2017, 2020. I think that I would lead with the volume prediction models in Excel and really talk about that a lot. Planning operations and building labor staggering charts. Again, good stuff, because that really is getting you, I would say, in the headspace of thinking about applications. Or perhaps I'm one to kind of read into stuff too much, but I would put those bullet points first and really talk about them. And then the other stuff, it's basically just saying like, okay, yeah, I did this job and I held some responsibilities. I'm not like a flake. So yeah.
Certainly.
Nate, do you want to edit that like line 51 and 52 and put them at the top of logistics coordinator?
51 and 52.
Yeah,
This one?
perfect. And that one. Boom. Yeah. Excel. Excel is was kind of based actually. You can do a lot of shit in Excel.
TV Josh says, I've been eyeing mdparser.c and wanting to code on it since last stream. We'll get back to it. We'll get back to it, I swear. mdparser.c is some absolute dog shit code, but still top tier content, I think.
You got two non-C programmers
Two people who have no idea what's going on.
I gotta trim up my mustache. It keeps curling into my mouth.
The
It's
key
gross.
is to just let the mustache go. The mustache is going to do what it does. It's its own sentient being.
Yeah, it's just gonna grow into like a walrus stash, and then someday it's just gonna crawl off my face.
Yeah,
Just comes,
Hey, man.
assumes its own life.
yeah.
It happens.
Hopefully your mustache will get on here and get its resume reviewed.
Watch it be like 1,000 times more competent and qualified than I am. It's like a parasitic organism. It's absorbed my life, and now
1,000
it
times
will
more competent than you.
replace
That'd be pretty competent. That'd be almost as competent as I am on an off day.
Well, as you see, my score is negative, so a negative multiplier doesn't say much for you.
No,
Sorry.
do I see backtalk? Are you backtalking me, boy?
Interests. I don't care about your interests.
I actually don't mind the interest section here.
Put it after open source,
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, the open source section's a new part.
So we got
this is
Coordinator, open source projects, CMaker. Oh, you said 82 stars. I want to say 82 stars on GitHub, because if you just say 82 stars, it's like, is that what are stars? Who cares? But on GitHub, it's like a metric.
Yeah.
in fact
Yeah, that makes sense.
CMaker in the intro. Yeah, Ketsu I think has a point there. If you were to add a professional summary to this, I would say like plug CMaker, plug your open source stuff,
100%.
and yeah, in terms of the
Sorry, carry on.
motherfucker. So open source projects. I think we maybe have talked about this a little bit, but it's worth touching based on there are some recruiters out there who have no fucking clue what open source is. They have no fucking idea that all the languages, C++, PHP, MongoDB, like all the things that they are hiring for are open source projects, right? And these recruiters have no idea what that even means, which is kind of jarring. And then there are some recruiters who do. There are some recruiters who've been doing this long enough, who are in the know enough to know that, hey, open source contributions actually count for something. So I think it's worth adding, for the people who are really going to give you the time of day. Just kind of my thought. And yeah, I think it's all worth adding. I would say that if you want to talk about it in bullet points, you can do that. If you want to take a more prose or narrative structure, you can as well. But definitely mention open source stuff just as like a broad sort of thing. With that said, do we want to get into the details? Project intended to resemble Cargo or NPM for C++ developers, which could help to reduce the time from project start to working build. I like that. I like the analogy to NPM and Cargo. And
The likelihood of a recruiter knowing what NPM or Cargo are probably pretty unlikely.
I always aim my stuff at a technical manager that knows what's going on, and if I have a non-technical manager or if it doesn't make it to a manager, then that company has made a mistake, and I don't want to work for them because they make mistakes. And if it goes to a non-technical manager who doesn't know what NPM or Cargo is, then I don't want to work for that manager because they have no idea what I'm talking about.
I say you're exactly right. You want to write your resume that in a way that targets those like technical managers. The HR people who don't know the difference between JSON and JavaScript, all you have to do for them is just pass the filter, right? That's it. You just do enough to get it by them to get through that hurdle, once you're there, yeah, like there's good value in all of this. So
Fair enough.
I'm out of racist soda. What do you
Dang.
do?
What are you gonna go? What are you gonna get next? KK Cola?
Nah, I'm thinking some hippie juice to balance it out.
You're gonna eat Gatorade? Sugar-free cherry? That's the white one.
Nah, I'm thinking sugar-free Monster.
Sugar-free Monster. That's a different demographic. What's the racist soda? Ketsu, you missed it. There was such an act of racism. Mooseius was drinking from a cup from Chick-fil-A, an organization that is known to be mildly conservative, therefore apparently really bad. Here the only thing we put in our bodies is Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
If I'm just saying, if you take a modest political opinion on something, you're basically the Antichrist.
Yeah, exactly.
There's like not really a difference.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway,
yeah, certainly there's
aside,
good corporations and bad corporations. Certainly they're not just motivated by money and that's it. And you shouldn't trust them for anything. TV Josh, I wish I were the Antichrist. All right, very strange thing to wish.
Okay, moving on.
Let's not. How about you don't wish you were the Antichrist? That's we were kidding about all this political stuff, but this is yikes. Anyway, would I have powers? I mean, like biblically as the Antichrist? I mean, I guess you probably have the powers of all the demons and stuff, which biblically they have a lot of powers.
Cool.
Be cool until the end of days when you get absolutely decimated by God.
You'll have the power over all the daemons, but not Holy See.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ketsu, yeah. How about you don't wish. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Make it a reality. How about we don't have a satanic chat?
Okay.
Like I'm not going to enforce that we have a Christian chat, but like, how about we don't have a satanic chat?
So. Seamaker, I am familiar with. Been following the development closely. I'm quite excited about what's going on with good old Seamaker.
You got to make sure that you put in that Seamaker was part of the Nate Stream Incubator program. 2023. I think that's going to be very important.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, if you want your stream, if you want your project to be in the Nate Stream Incubator program, just come to my stream Discord channel to work on it, and then you have this prestigious thing you can put on your resume.
I'm just gonna say it right now, like in terms of prestige and pedigree, you like down here ish towards the bottom of my beard, you've got like maybe Shark Tank.
Yeah.
A little bit above that, you probably have like Y Combinator.
Y Combinator, of course.
And then way up here above my little tuft of hair, this is the Nate Stream Incubator program.
Yeah.
Where you will receive no resources and no guidance.
Yeah, we like to let people pick themselves up by their bootstraps.
We will. Yeah. And the whole time you're working, we will be picking you apart.
This is the thing. Other incubators, they give you money and resources and MBAs to help you grow your product. We say no. We need you to go through the fire and the flames. We will berate you.
And also change your entire tech stack.
We will we will scream at you. And then that's how you become hardened enough for the business world out there. And in fact, the cutthroat business world out there will be a walk in the park compared to what we provide at the Nate Stream.
Also rewrite it in Rust.
Also rewrite it in Rust. Yeah, good idea. Rewrite a C++ build tool in Rust. That'll work out.
Yes, we'll have you go through a fucking obstacle course. You will be crawling on the ground beneath barbed wire with machine guns firing overhead while you are programming on a fucking play date.
Guyman50 says 50% royalties. No royalties. Also, you spelled royalties wrong. TV Josh calling me out for my spelling. Commodore actually does have 2 M's. I was wrong. I looked at it and I thought, oh yeah, no, I totally
Damn, we're
miscorrected
actually
that.
good at spelling.
Ketsu says
Yeah,
daily
3
beatings
M's.
to build up tolerance. Yes, that is the motto. Daily beatings to beat up tolerance. To build up tolerance.
You just gave it 3 M's.
Yeah, I know. That was out of protest. And every time you say something stupid, I'm gonna add more M's. Screw you.
MIPS 32 assembler, C and C++, 12 stars. I made this just because I could. This takes the traditional MIPS 32 assembly format and simplifies the syntax a little bit. Checks for syntax errors and pushes them to the user. Generates instructions. All right. 6502 emulator, C and C++, 5 stars. This is a toy interpretive emulator intended to add some features to the 6502, which would make it easy to write graphical programs by giving the user the option to write directly to the frame buffer, similar to the setup on the Commodore 64.
You laughing at my spelling at Commodore? You want to see what happens to people that laugh at my spelling at Commodore? Yeah, that's what I thought. One more M.
No.
One more M just for the laugh. Just for the chuckle.
So
Sorry that I don't add more M's. Whose resume is this? This is Diesel. Better known as DeAndre Nuts Easel.
DeAndre Nuts Diesel. Yep. I think these are good things to say. Some people might look at that and say, okay, these are just toy, applications. But I think that there's really value in okay, in order to learn about assembly and stuff and dealing with bits and bytes, you kind of have to do things on a lark, right? Like you're not going to write the next RISC-V or AMD 64 instruction set. So I think these are good things to mention and talk about briefly. Keyword there being briefly.
Certainly.
So
for interest, we got passionate about electronics, economics, and science. Enjoy exploring these topics in depth. Proficient in Linux and use it for various personal and technical projects. I don't have a problem with the interests. Makes you kind of look like a nerd. Economics, electronics, and science. Maybe put in like mountain biking or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Guyman50 has put in some sort of code. I guess I'm expected to run this. I don't know what this does, but %s/m/mm/g. Let's quit dicking around here. Let's get back to work. Oops.
I'm afraid of that command.
Anyway. So Diesel, what did we give you as a score last time we reviewed your resume? Do you recall?
I think it was like, would you put me in like negative hell or something?
Yeah, I put you in like hell, like 6 or something.
I think it was -6, which doesn't that cancel it out?
No, that's just worse.
Yeah.
Well, now you know what, Diesel. After all the work you've put in, you are in Heaven 2.
Heaven 2.
Heaven 2. Whoa.
How high does it go?
As high as I want it to. But Heaven 2 means I think you can get a job off of this. I think this is good. I think this is solid. I think you don't have any major unforced blunders. I think if you just use obviously you have to put in these numbers and replace these XYZs and make sure Commodore is spelled properly. But once you've done that stuff, I think you'll have no problem getting a job, something entry level. I mean, you'll be able to. No, this is rare, giving a compliment, but knowing you, I think you'll be able to be promoted very quickly to senior level. And if your management skills hold in a technical environment, which I assume they will, you'll be on your way to having a fantastic career in software engineering if you choose to do so.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would really just, again, instead of saying built out admin panels, talk about the CMS, the CRM, and the scheduling system.
Yeah.
Like really focus on the details of that. And this is maybe the most challenging part. is talk about like the technical challenges that you had to overcome to get those things working. Yeah.
All right, TV Josh says, should you be more specific than just experience and database, like put the kind of DB? Yeah, he puts
Yes.
in MySQL and MongoDB. You definitely want to say something. In the summary line, it could be useful, but though he does have it in skills, he has MongoDB
Let's
and
put
SQL.
and
So I think it'll be
MongoDB
fine.
is like a different thing.
Yeah, MongoDB is
I
NoSQL. So SQL and NoSQL. I usually throw in Postgres because, of course, I've used SQLite and I've used Postgres and I've used MySQL and I even used Oracle database a long time ago. Ugh. Anyway, you just put in one of them and make sure you say the word SQL, and that's generally going to be good enough.
on the summary
Federation.
line. When you say summary line, are you talking about your professional summary or the skills section? Or I would definitely be specific about the database. You know, if it's Postgres, say Postgres. If it's MariaDB, say MariaDB. If it's SQLite, on the top.
On database front end, back end. No, the summary you want to be short and sweet, I think. And there's already 3 sentences here. Pray we don't make it 4 sentences. I think it's fine because like saying experience in database front and back end, that's just a pretty general statement anyway. So they'll be looking further for the specifics. Any robot looking through it or human that's indistinguishable from a robot is going to find that other stuff. So I don't know that it's all that necessary. This is just, the top is just saying, hey man, I'm willing to work database, front end, back end, API, whatever. Not a problem.
Yeah. You don't have to have it in the summary at the top. You can just have that in the skills section. I would still certainly say like name the database. You know, if it's MariaDB, SQLite, because they all have differences, and the capabilities of like Postgres goes way beyond what MySQL can do.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, the fun part is that no one uses anything beyond a select and maybe a join, but let's not get into that.
Well, no. If I'm using the database, I'm using the whole database.
Oh, you're gonna use
right?
everything? Okay.
Oh, you bet your ass.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
I'm using JSON. I'm using arrays. I'm using all of my like checks. I'm using the full text search. I've done it, and I will do it again.
Ketsu says full stack, backstack, understack, out of stack. You're forgetting the most important stack. Stacks of that cash, baby.
TC.
TC.
For some reason, when I read that, all I could think was sack, full sack, back sack, under sack, out of sack.
Oh, I need to grab my pile of money for when I talk about stacks of cash. I'll be right back.
I've written a lot of triggers and procedures on both MySQL and
Cash on
Postgres.
hand.
Use all the database. Not that part of the database. Ooh. You want to show that cash one more time?
Yeah, this is like $105.
And where do you live, by the way? Do you go on any late night walks to McDonald's? And if so, what path do you take? And do you by chance walk by any dark alleys?
No, actually, I have no alleys to go through. I go straight from the front door of my house directly to the delicious Alluvia restaurant that happens to share a building with the Cheetah Gentlemen's Club. I don't know why that has to do with anything.
Oh well.
For the record, this pile of money is not for the Cheetah Gentlemen's Club. I just want to put that out there.
For now.
Very well.
I like to keep this stream nominally Christian. Just at the edges. Let's not get into the ridiculous stuff. Anyway, let's see. We're halfway through the stream. Please, can someone else put a resume in the resume review channel? I don't want to have to review my resume. That's the only option.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks like that's what we're doing. Diesel, you've been a great sport. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ketsu says review
You're
Moose
welcome.
resume.
Oh
John
man.
says exclamation mark Discord. That's not a thing. I can generate a link though.
Oh yeah, we need to get Nightbot up in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You could review my my resume. I'll take the hot seat. I'll do it.
All right, let's see it. Where's your resume, Buckaroony?
Okay, give me 1 second.
1 second. You're not Johnny on the spot with the resume.
It's been 1 second.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you saw me pull mine up earlier. I'll do it again.
I am gonna go share, and I will say it is. I will say anyone with the link can view my resume.
Ooh,
Here we
fantastic.
go. And I will message it
Anyone.
to you, Nate.
You're not special. Put in the resume review channel. Kidding. Copy link.
I don't mind the resume being public so much as I mind the
It's
link
gonna be public.
being
Well,
public.
the link is going to show up because I stream the entire
Okay,
Chrome
okay,
window.
okay. Hold on. Wait.
Oh man.
In that case, anyone with the link, nope, fuck it, restricted.
Also, your
Copy
phone
link.
number is on here.
I don't care about that.
Okay.
I don't care.
Everybody text our boy Cameron Dooley.
Yeah, straight up.
There we go. This is not smart.
I don't care. This is who I am. Like, okay, listen. Here's the deal.
The stream archive is going up on YouTube. People will be able to see this forever.
Hold on. I have a call. This actually might be really important. I have to answer this. I'm sorry.
All right, well, fair enough. Oh, my access to this file has been changed. Great, now I have to request access. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, so Diesel, I was supposed to drag you out of this. I don't care. I'll leave you in here. You can heckle along with.
Man, I'm a stream guy.
Yeah, you're a real stream guy. I mean, everybody be on the lookout for Diesel in the future. Once I get heavy into the embedded Rust again, Diesel's going to be a regular on the old stream. So if you don't like him, unsubscribe.
Fucking smart ass.
I'm just gonna write everything in Zig.
Zig.
Just import it into your project.
Someone saw my fucking phone number and gave me a call right away.
That is hilarious. Remember that thing I told you not to do that you said go ahead, and I said all right.
Hey, I don't care. Hey, I got a laugh out of it. I'm winning.
What did they say?
This is the thing. If anybody else spent the same amount of time as I spend being right,
See, they just said like, hey man, like come on, you can do better than that. That was it. Hey man, come on, you have this golden opportunity in front of you. Fucking fart in the microphone. I don't know. Don't just say, hey man. Come on. I'm putting myself on the line.
oh man. So you see this right here, this kind of activity, this proves that you don't have to be smart to be a software engineer. All the time people say, Nate, can I be a software engineer? I say yes, and they go, but I'm not very smart. And I say, don't worry, that is literally not a problem.
You should have access if you refresh.
Really important.
Let's refresh again. There we go. So this is the number, everyone. My access expired. Okay, there we go. So anyway, this is the number.
And look, I'll put this as a caveat too.
And you got the email on there.
My email's on my fucking GitHub. I don't care.
Well,
I have used my pseudonyms long enough that if you go out on the internet, you can look up the names I've used. You can find me. I don't care. I really don't. If you want to call me, then
to like call your boss.
Dude, my boss knows me well enough. I mean, you can tell him that like, hey, this dude's a Nazi, and
Is that your phone?
all right, yep.
We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Okay.
Thank you, Ketsu, for the suggestion.
Hey. You think people can harvest my phone number? I
Yes,
can
it's
harvest
right here.
your phone number.
You got
goes
it.
both ways.
Yeah. The difference is I'm not literally asking you to dox me.
Anyway, let's talk about my resume.
No, let's do this for another 5 minutes. Thank you for considering my application. Writing software is more than just my career. It's my life's passion. I enjoy working on software from front end to back end, design, tokens to databases, and client consultation to developer operations. My favorite languages are Elixir and Go for their concurrent runtimes that enable unparalleled problem solving. Wouldn't that be paralleled problem solving?
Yeah, little bit of a tongue-in-cheek
Concurrency
joke
is-
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thank you for considering my application. This is yikes. I don't have edit
Yikes.
access. Yeah.
No, you don't. I made
Also,
sure of
this
that.
writing software is more than just my career. Well, that's what you're saying with the rest of this bad boy, with the open source contributions. I don't know. This all seems like very like needy. It's my life's passion. It's like, oh man, I really want to work this job. It's like, no one's that excited about any bullshit job. Come on, man. That's
So
Yeah, they're
it's
gonna
a
milk the shit out of that.
difference. I'm kind of a nerd.
yeah,
I
we
can
know.
get
We know.
really. I can get
Elixir?
excited about
Elixir?
making a phone system.
Nerd. Do I have to
No,
go get my
no.
nerd wig again? I'll do it. Don't try me.
Hey, I find purpose in my work. Okay, I know I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve, and I mean it. All right,
Fucking weird
we're
guy.
we're being real. Hey, I ain't real.
You're being weird.
I'm not weird. I'm genuine.
All right.
Which
Fair,
may-
genuinely
maybe
weird.
Hey, I'll take it.
Oh man.
There's like a post I saw where some chick, she said, "You can't call me fat without calling me pretty." It's like, yeah, you're pretty fucking.
That is
Anyway.
a rude thing to say. We are nominally polite in the Nate stream. In the Nate stream. That's not
All
true
right.
at all.
Until the
Anyway,
camera's turned off.
yeah.
skills.
Hey, we don't talk about what happens when the camera's turned off. We'd be here all day with all of our transgressions. Anyway.
Skills.
No, all of this, I don't know. You seem eager, and I don't. Skills. Elixir, 10 months. Contributed to the language itself and open source libraries. That is a big flex. Big respect on having that top on the top. Go, 4 years. Log processing, backend services, and Web3 integrations. Give her that Web3. Web3 isn't hot anymore. SQL, 4 years.
Yeah.
Well versed in schema design with Postgres and MariaDB.
Porque Maria.
TSJS Node, 6 years. Experience with React, Vue, Svelte, jQuery, and Vanilla.js. You didn't say Bun? Bun's
No.
the best runtime. Dude,
That
it's the Bun time.
came out like fucking 4 months ago.
Yeah,
No,
and
I
you're
told-
already using it because you keep up on technology. This is what you're trying to say.
You don't have
Oh, here we
solid.
go. Ketsu. When
about
you're saying you're
HTMX?
excited to work, I hear I'm exploitable. Correct.
Yeah. You're extremely correct about that, Ketsu. Unfortunately,
It's definitely the game
Um,
dev kind of mentality.
I've
Yeah, have you tried working for video games? They'll pay
Yeah.
you not very much money and make you work
They'd
for
love
pizza.
you.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
PHP 4 years. Yikes! I wouldn't even put that on the resume just in case they have a PHP backend, they don't consider you.
I've honestly
just,
considered that.
Just double slash that.
Um,
Be good.
the thing is, I've seen job listings where they specifically want to take an application that is written in PHP or Python and turn it into Elixir or Go, which I am all for, right? So that's kind of the only reason that I keep these around is because
That's hopeful.
yeah.
I mean, that would require competence on the end of management trying to turn a PHP app into a Go app. I think you might be asking for too much. All right, Python, 4 years. E-commerce backends, perfectly fine. Mac OS Linux, 5 years. Preferred development and hosting, respectively. I would separate out Mac OS and Linux.
Yeah, I could, but it just kind of made the skill section a little overlong. So
Windows, 6 years. Comfortable with using and supporting. Useless. Windows. If you don't develop on Windows, if you don't know your way around Visual Studio, don't put Windows on your resume. Yikes.
the answer to Windows is you open VS Code, and started in the WSL mode.
Yeah, so
And
don't
and,
put
and,
Windows
and then
in
I'm
there.
good.
If you're not
Windows
using
is
Windows, if
not
you're
a
not actually
flex
using Windows,
either.
like if you haven't
Okay,
dug into the
okay.
Win32 API, don't put Windows on your
Real talk. I have.
Then put that
Right.
in there. Don't say comfortable with using and supporting. Say comfortable.
Well,
I know my way around Visual
there's-
Studio.
There's some companies that just as a matter of policy, they're going to throw you fucking Windows laptop because that's what they do. If I have the option, I'm going to tell them I'd rather have Mac OS. But if they're just like, no, by dictatorial fiat, we give everyone Windows machines because we use, Active Directory or whatever. I'm not gonna like fall over and die because I don't have my Unix like operating system. Will I be less happy? Yeah,
Are you ready for my
but-
hot take? I
sure.
refuse to work if I have to work on Windows, and I'm very skeptical of any corporation that lets you work on any system you want, which means my requirement is Mac OS, and if they want, senior and staff to use Linux, that's fine. But the dev team should be working on very similar environments. One of the things Light will tell you is how much I scream and yell at people when they have some custom fucked up Linux installation, and it doesn't work when I'm trying to pair a program with you.
My rule, I guess, is as far as operating systems go, I am not picky, and by that I mean I'm not a little bitch.
I'll
And-
dispute that.
I'll- the best operating system for a job is whatever the hell everyone else is using.
That is the
right?
correct answer. Yeah, 100%.
If it's Windows, it's
If
Windows.
it's Windows, that's a job
If
you
it's-
don't want.
Kind of. Okay, so yeah, and well, this kind of gets into it too. The languages I want to work with are Elixir and Go, right? But by and large, and Go pretty much assumes a lot of Unix conventions, and if you don't do that, you can still make it work cross-platform, but you're gonna run into like a lot more pitfalls.
I was about to say, I can show you
And-
some cross-platform Windows Go code. It's bad.
Elixir, all the fucking Elixir developers I know use Mac OS and then deploy to like Linux or Docker. And the creator of the language also uses Mac OS. So guess what? You're using Mac OS too.
Fantastic. The problem with
That's-
having Linux in a workplace is everyone who wants to use Linux in the workplace tries to have their own special Snowflake Linux, and that makes it really tough when I say, all right, everyone, you have to install some program to do something. And half of them go,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, easy. I run Ubuntu, install. And half of them go, oh, I run Arch, install a newer version than the Ubuntu one. And then the last people, and then some of these people go, oh, I run Nix. Give me 45 minutes to rebuild my entire environment and write some programming language program that it generates an environment in which it's installed. And it's like, all right, how about we all just brew install such and such program?
Yeah, and also what I found too is a lot of languages you can have the compiler or the tool chains like built in different ways.
Yeah.
So there are, what immediately comes to mind? I'll just say Elixir, right? If you brew install Elixir, that installs it with basically the assumption that you're going to be a developer. And that adds like a whole bunch of extra dependencies that when you really get into the weeds of Open Telecom platform, you want that kind of stuff. Like debugging symbols, extra stuff for building documentation. Whereas when you install it like on Ubuntu or through some other package managers, they kind of more assume a production environment. So there's extra steps that you have to go through.
Certainly.
Which in the end of the day, it's not impossible. It's not like a deal breaker. But yeah, it is really fucking nice just to be able to do brew install and kind of have everyone on the same page, even if people are going to be a little, snooty that they can't have their perfect,
I can't run Arch at
Linux
work. It's like,
environment.
I don't care if you can run Arch at work. How about you have an environment that looks like everyone else's, and then when I give you instructions, they work. And
Yeah.
it goes for everything. And if I wouldn't work on a team that has half the team using Windows and half the team using Mac OS either. It's like, We all use the same thing. I'd rather work on a Windows only team than work on a half the people have one thing, half the people have the other thing.
Yeah, and I guess I'll say too, like, if for some reason I had to write C sharp, which I really don't want to do, but if someone said, "Hey, we know that you don't have C sharp on your resume, but we will pay you 250 grand or more plus bonus with unlimited PTO
Why would they do
if
that?
you write,"
Why would they do that for you?
they wouldn't.
What
But I'm just
dumb
saying,
company.
if-
I wouldn't want to work for a company that dumb. Frankly.
Hey, I'll take him for a ride.
Frankly.
If that was the circumstance, right? Totally magical, totally unrealistic, then fuck it. I'll do Windows because C Sharp has a lot better support on Windows as compared to like Mac OS or Linux when it comes to debugging and having all the .NET API shit work. So
what I'm noticing from the skills section, and I am cutting you off, by the way. What I'm noticing from the skills section is you have a lot of different stuff in here. You should tailor your resume more towards the type of job you want. And I know that you really care about having a good work environment and really liking your job. So if I was you, I would get rid of the Node stuff, the PHP, the Python, the Windows, the AWS, and say Elixir, Go, GCP.
yeah,
Like, for you
I've
specifically,
considered
that makes a lot of sense.
I've considered it, but in the end of the day,
Do you not have a
Also,
personal
like,
website?
if you're not comfortable with Windows, like, what? How? How did that happen?
I'm just some people never program on Windows.
I'm not even saying that. It's like be comfortable in it.
Like,
I've-
you know how to
So
use the start menu? Do you know how to open a web browser?
Yeah,
This-
thing my grandma knows how to do.
this is kind of maybe the hard thing about reviewing my resume is
That is bad.
this
Got
has
'em.
gone through a lot of iterations, and for better or worse, I have like put a lot of thought into every line and every word. So it's going to be maybe a little hard to move me on some of these things.
Well, here's the
Right.
thing. This is the problem. Is since you've put so much thought into it, you have so much stuff. You have 3 pages, 2.5 pages, and
Holy shit!
as a senior engineer, like that's too much. Maybe 2 pages. Like I'm in
Yeah.
management and I have 1 page, and my resume is very terse. I'm not gonna lie.
So-
It's more terse than probably is best, but
Let's get into that. So this is kind of the hard part for me. It's this role right here, right? Working consulting. So the hard part about talking about consulting on a resume is that I've worked across so many different projects in these past 4 years. I have assumed so many different responsibilities that this is already like a truncated summary of all of the shit that I have done. In this role, I never once like really found a client and tried to stay glued to them for like a super long time, right? And that's because there's just always new clients coming in, problems that people don't want to deal with, and the business was like, hey, we need someone to deal with this shit, and I was like, all right. Please let me delete.
please let
We'll
me
see.
delete. So actually, I don't mind this. This section is fine. I haven't read through every single thing on it, but I don't mind that it's so big since you have done so many things. And you've only had 2 real programming jobs. You did 3D workflow automation.
Okay,
Don't care.
hold on.
So you can get rid of
So-
this entirely.
So this is the thing, right? What the fuck is real programming?
It's whatever I say it is.
C++.
Hash map.
Hash map. Hash map. Hash map.
So
I set that as my location on Twitter.
Hash map.
Hash map. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna
Honestly,
do that.
I,
Don't mind me
the-
just editing my Twitter profile.
You gotta write. I use Arch, by the way. That's
Edit profile.
Mm.
kind of a necessity.
Where do you put the? Oh, I just doxed my birthday, Valentine's Day '97. Shout out to Titanic. Where's the? Where do I
It's
put
right
my?
there.
Oh,
Atlanta. Yeah,
hash map.
you can literally just put anything. Does not care.
Hash map.
Let's throw in a quick tweet.
It's bottom left.
Imagine asking what is real code in reference to a 3D printer technician job.
So,
at Mooseius. Is this you?
nope.
Dang.
The fuck at Mooseius
just-
2?
Just at them.
Who the fuck took my name and added a 2 to the end? At least they didn't take at
JK.
Mooseius.
Shout out to my boy Mooseius, who is a regular guest.
Oh
on
god,
the
don't get so fucking
Nate
sappy on me.
stream,
Come on.
https:// twitch.tv
You're running out of
/
characters,
email.
man.
Oh, I can have as many characters as I want. I pay for Twitter.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah. I got the blue check.
So, Okay. How about this? I'm not going to wax poetic about what is real and what's real code and what's not real code. I don't have to, because the things I did in that role were absolutely fucking real code.
All right,
Motherfucker,
let's see.
I ran that business, dude.
Hired as an engineering
Holy
intern.
shit.
Engineering intern, ran that business. Okay. To oversee operations of a 3D printer
Dude.
lab, manufacturing parts for e-commerce. Problems with present in production is use process hacker on Windows to identify undocumented command line API and the proprietary slice for blah 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 blah. Implementing an automated front end in Python. This reduced our processing time for 2 weeks of manual labor to an automated process ran overnight. Revamp the design model pipeline with the gained iteration speed and time, moving from Node/3JS to Python and OpenSCAD. OpenSCAD. Big respect to OpenSCAD. New
It's
pipeline
an
produced
awesome
models
fucking
to
program.
precise tolerances, eliminated water tightness issues, allowed for additional product sizing options, and rapid integration of products derived from our sales analysis and web scraping efforts. This is a lot of words.
It is.
Can you
It's
do,
a
like,
lot of
less
fucking
bullet
work.
points? Can you do like less work per bullet points and then more bullet points?
I could actually do that. Like, oh, okay, so see, here's the thing about this code, right? The code I wrote, I'll admit, I was starting out, it was Python. If you read it today by quality standards, it fucking sucked,
Yeah, that's how everyone starts.
right? But actually, it didn't suck because I wrote my code in a very functional and procedural way. So, in like a roundabout way, I started off in kind of procedural land. It was procedural mind.
Where
I
you should
went
have-
into object-oriented programming for a while.
Yikes.
Then I realized this is fucking terrible, and I got it right the first time, and I came back around just with a lot more lessons learned and a lot more like quality and knowledge. Now, the thing is too, and I'm gonna talk about this.
This was you.
Because this, I fucking hate that meme. Get that out of
This
my
was
fucking
you, dude.
face.
When you were an idiot, you're like procedural, and then like, no, you have to have object orientation and inheritance. Procedural.
Oh, okay.
This is
You got
absolutely
me
you
there.
as you were learning programming.
So look, I'm gonna wax poetic about this, not for
You know
myself,
the name of the meme.
but for other people. Scroll down. Bring an interview. Come on. Let me talk about this. The code I wrote was not good, right? It sucked. It was Python. It was slow. But you know what? It solved a real problem.
Yeah, certainly.
You're a
Keep talking.
motherfucker,
Keep
you
talking.
know that?
Please keep talking.
Like,
Yeah,
so there's
we're
a
in
lot
it.
of
I'm paying
people.
attention.
There's a lot of people who they start out. I think we talked to Target Ball on stream. He talked about all the stuff that he did to image machines and stuff in his IT intern job. And he looks at it, and of course, when you're starting out, like 3 months down the line, you're like, oh, that code I wrote 3 months ago, that's not real code because it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
That's not true at all. It's all real code. If it solved a problem, then fuck it. It's real. And the code I wrote at that job, yeah, it solved a real problem, and the shit I did let us expand the business more, have more product offering. So there was a long time where I looked at my experience there and I was like, oh no, this sucked. I didn't do a good job. I know so much more now. A lot of my stuff wasn't even in like fucking version control. But now I'm like, no, I did more work at that job, not making very much money, than people accomplish in like 5 years of writing these like shitty Power BI charts that no one fucking looks at. Anyway,
Oh, are you done?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know how I could be more rude. Oh, TV Josh just said play solitaire. Oh, that would have been way better. No, I totally understand what you mean. You end up when you're working on some like weird, shitty, tiny project, or some weird, shitty, tiny company that has a whole bunch of problems, and you go around solving everything. It is like a massive learning experience, and you can get a lot of stuff done. So big respect to that.
Yeah.
All joking aside,
it's I cherish my experience, and I wear it with pride. I could probably be a little bit more succinct, and I've tried to do that a couple times, and every time I do it, I read what I wrote, and I'm like, "Fuck it, this sucks. I'm gonna go with the original." So with this area, I'm kind of stuck at like a local maxima in
So-
terms of how expressive I can get this.
I would say to cut it down to just the heavy programming parts of it, and make it into probably 3 one-line bullet points, because it is from 2016 to 2019. So it's not like you could hop into OpenSCAD tomorrow and just like shit out a proper thing. It's old
Oh.
experience. You know what I mean?
No. I absolutely could.
All right, prove it.
Really?
No, obviously not.
I'll do it.
No,
I'll
don't
do it.
don't open up
I will-
OpenSCAD. I don't care.
Hey.
OpenSCAD's
I don't even
kinda
have to
cool.
fucking download it. They have it in fucking WebAssembly now.
Who
Okay.
cares? Okay. All right. Nerd.
I can bring the
nerd.
but
Nerd.
The thing is
nerd.
too, OpenSCAD is not that hard. That's the thing, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, I want a cube, open up the cube, and you just kind of push those not Boolean operators, but you just start making volumes with functions and
Yeah.
working from there.
No, I'm familiar with OpenSCAD. Please, we can have an OpenSCAD off one of these days.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool to mess with.
Yeah. Anyway, I would cut this down significantly. Try to get everything to be cleanly on 2 pages. I don't like having white space at the end of a resume.
That's weird. I'm very surprised that we all
You should probably take
converged.
that elixir contribution, move
On-
up a little bit.
What do we all converge on?
That OpenSCAD is like pretty fucking cool.
Well, what it is it's very, very neat. But like, if you want to do like, I don't know, an increasing radius curve in something like Blender, you can just freestyle that out, and of course, it's not mathematic. And you could do something like that using a proper drafting application. In OpenSCAD, it's pain and mathematics and nonsense.
But once you have all that pain
Yeah.
worked out, you can like
You can increase the size by 20% with a command line argument. It's like, yeah, that's neat, but like, if you want
Yeah,
to,
Can it ruin Doom?
you can go way more than that. You can like dynamically modify the thread pitch, the head polygons. You can go so ham with that shit. It is so great.
yeah, it's just like if you want to do something, if you want to extrude a cylinder, it takes the same amount of time in any application. But like, if you want to do like something mildly complex that has like a little bit of like beautiful design to it, OpenSCAD is not your tool.
If you wanted to make an impeller for a turbo,
Well,
OpenSCAD.
that one you could actually do a little bit better than the sorts of things I'm thinking of, because you have to mathematically define it.
Yeah, and with a lot of parametric modelers like Autodesk Inventor, 360, and SolidWorks, you can, well, it's literally parametric modeling. there are parameters that you can modify, and if you do stuff just the right way, you can make it sort of pluggable, but it kind of breaks down, like it doesn't know how to size stuff, and because in OpenSCAD you are writing a model as a program, you can get like that mathematics stuff really comes into play,
Yeah.
and you can get exactly what you want. It's a magical fucking program. I will not be convinced otherwise.
I mean, my thought is like I'd use OpenSCAD if I'm doing like I would probably want to use like Inventor if I'm doing like something, let's say I'm making a widget. Most of the widget I'm doing in Inventor. The part of the widget that is really mathematical and it might be customized, I'll do in OpenSCAD. And then the outside of the widget I'll do in whatever, just to make it look nice and be a widget that is beautiful to look at and something people like.
Yeah.
I think that would be like the best way to do it.
The takeaway is, if I see OpenSCAD on a resume, instantly fucking hired.
It's like using Vim versus VS Code, but instead of simple code, it's complex 3D modeling stuff.
Yeah.
I need to add that
It's
to my
like-
resume, just somewhere.
I don't.
Maybe in gray text
Don't.
where they can't even barely see it.
You're going back down to Heaven 1 if you if you do that.
Anyway,
But no, I would get rid of most of this. Make it just this long.
yeah,
Instead of so long, so you can cleanly fit everything on 2 pages. I think that makes a lot of sense.
I definitely have to kill my darlings here.
Yes.
The key is, and this is the hard part. This is verbose, but it is so fucking hard to like do this. This is something that probably affects a lot of other job roles, and this is why I say going a little bit more verbose can be fine. It is really hard to explain to someone that, like, I had a fucking wall of 3D printers. We had all of these very specific model problems, and I have to explain what the fuck a G code is, right? It's like a Rube Goldberg machine. It's hard to contextualize.
You seem to be suffering from something that a lot of like good programmers getting into the senior area struggle with, and it's representing itself in the resume, but I see this a lot in code, where you're very good at writing code. I'd say you're very decently good at writing resume, and you respect the code and you respect yourself, and you're unable to let it go.
This, I'll say that this is a lot more pared down than what it was.
Yes, but you're still not willing to let a lot of it go.
I've also
you could basically just say, okay, G code, it takes text, turns it into 3D model.
Or
the other
turns into
thing
robot movement, but that's another thing.
is I'm kind of experimenting right now, right? Because hopefully my current employer isn't watching. I don't think they are. Highly doubt it. But I've been applying to jobs for a couple months, right? I'm trying to break into Elixir, by the way. Open source contributor, by the way, to the language. And I talked with a recruiter who was very convincing, and they told me to go more verbose, right?
That is strange.
And what their rationale was that, look, you get all the details out on the resume, and we can pick the things out that we like, that we want to see in a candidate. Whereas if you go more terse, it is more difficult for us, the HR people, to fill in those blanks. So this iteration of my resume, I'm kind of making myself the guinea pig to a point where I am going more verbose and basically seeing where it goes. I can actually link you another version of my resume, which is 1 page and a lot more concise, if you want to take a look at that.
Oh, here, Ketsu says, the second I finish writing something, I'm ready to rewrite it because just by writing it, I know a better way to write it. So I've just learned to not be attached to the code I write. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great perspective to have.
If I go down here to, okay, do you want to see V2?
I mean,
it's a lot more concise.
Yeah, sure.
Here we go. So, because this is kind of the experiment that I'm playing at. You should need approval as well. and I will give that to you as soon as it comes through. And share. And
Oh, this is too short.
what?
I'm fucking with you. Dedicated to a fault software. Don't talk about your faults. This is a resume.
Yeah.
Just say dedicated.
Fair.
What's
fair,
wrong
fair,
with
fair.
you?
Dedicated?
Dedicated wham.
Dedicated to a WAM. Software developer with love for architecture, concurrent problem solving, and attention to detail. First principles learner, problem solver, and communicator. Very satisfied. Thank you. Business, the stream. How recommended? Hey, Diesel, you're a friend or colleague.
Sir,
Oh,
You
Hold
should
on,
use
hold on,
Google
hold on.
Docs. There we go. 10.
69.
we got
69.
My friend Diesel uses Google Docs all the time to program C++. There we go. Submit. Thank you for your feedback. Anyway.
all right.
Anyway.
So here we go. This I really don't like the. Actually, wait, no. This is in the version I'm thinking of. Yeah, give this a read. How does this compare in your eyes?
Dedicated to a fault software developer with love for architecture, blah, 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 blah. Senior software developer. I know you lost your consulting or freelance or whatever it was. But, yeah. Built clients over... No, see, this is good. This is like... I see you stole this... Oh, I have edit access. I shouldn't have edit access. I've already fucked your shit up. I'm sorry.
And he's got the link with edit
go.
access.
Fuck it. Google Docs is immutable anyway. It keeps an audit log, so I can just roll anything back.
I fixed it. Don't worry. No, this... Let's see. Consult with clients in person over Zoom, taking an active interest in each one's business domain and specific needs. What was the outcome of this? I don't know. This is kind of like a... I'm really good. Hire me, kind of thing. Use negotiation skills to set scope and navigate XY problem while communicating technical stakes in high-level terms. And this is a link. Okay, so that's fine. Manage greenfield projects from conception to delivery with high client satisfaction. Assume leadership on existing projects stuck in development limbo and righted them by curtailing technical debt and establishing well-defined deliverables. I don't see any actual metrics here.
Yeah,
Or here.
you're right. It's hard to talk about metrics and stuff. I can say that software
this?
I wrote is being used by TikTok, Estella, Bombardier to arguably make the world a worse place.
Oh, shoot, hit the wrong button.
See, a lot of my work too was not really around I improved metrics. It was, hey, this project is in fucking shambles, and if this doesn't work, we don't have a business. So can you help us out here? Right? That was the nature of most of my work. Or it has been, and
But can you show
continued to
objectively
be.
with a metric how in shambles it was?
There was one project that was stuck in development for 5 years. They never got to production. And then finally it came to a head because the service they were depending on shut down or was going to shut down. And they were like, okay, we're really fucked here. We can't manage this ourselves. So we're going to go hire these people. And that project was actually a financial loss for our company. That was the most hellish thing I've worked on, but we got it done. And also, here's a different resume that is not mine that we would actually have.
Threw it open. It was an ODT file, which apparently I have WordPad installed, which is neat.
But the thing I'll say, all right, as a final note, from V1 to V2, when I uploaded this to Indeed and I uploaded this to LinkedIn, it could have just been a coincidence. But I saw the number of recruiters hitting me up and the number of interest emails I got go to fucking zero, right? It was night and day difference. So much that I felt the need to course correct,
Mm.
maybe a little bit too much. But that resulted in me kind of reviving into V3, and even version 3 is like cut down. There's a lot of stuff on version 1 that I don't mention. But do we want to review someone's resume and not just have me here like
Well, it's called
justifying myself?
fakeresume.odt, so I assume it's not a real resume.
Oh,
Well, in that case,
That said, if we want to review someone else's, we can just throw down.
I'm willing to keep talking about mine. I've still got the whole like
Now
open source
this
shit to go
is a
for,
resume.
but
This is beautiful. I mean, the tasteful, the tasteful off white, the font, the coloring. Oh, this is
it's
beautiful.
nice. It's very
the
nice.
concise wording on each and every bullet point. This is what a resume should be. Look at it. The date it was generated, right down here. The page number. My name.
1.
Oh. Now this is a resume. Look at this. Look at this. Oh,
It's very nice.
look at this. Oh. Look at this.
Can you hit up github.com/Mooseius real quick?
/Mooseius.
Hey, what's that? 22K stars? Ooh, interesting.
This is
What's that?
on. This is a pinned repository. That's not
Yeah.
yours.
That means I'm a contributor.
Yeah, you want to see something more impressive than contributing one commit to a program?
It's not one commit. It's not one commit. It's several.
Hey, what about this? All commits. And how many stars? 740. Okay, there's one other commit. This was a typo. 740 stars, no big deal. It's whatever. You know, I'm just kind of a
and
kind of,
show him
kind
CMaker.
of a boss. Let's. Where is CMaker?
It's CMaker-dev.
Oh,
Is it on your thing?
Adam
Probably
FH
just type
says,
that.
Oh, this
please
is wild.
review anonymizedresume.odt. So I assume this is not fake, or I mean, it
We
seems
got a great readme.
genuine, but
All right,
So-
Adam FH, please jump into the stream waiting list channel, and we will swap you out for Diesel.
Damn. Get kicked out.
Indeed. In the meantime, wow. This is
you know what?
This
You're
is
you're
too
kind of
good.
right. If you go to github.com/Mooseius, you know what you can do? Just drop me some street cred real quick. Mooseius
slash
Drop me a
/blog
star too. Just
Mooseius. Okay. Do what?
help a brother out.
/blog. It's another repo. Maybe I should pin that too.
Mooseius/blog. Let's see, blog. I don't know. Looks like you kind of stole this from me. The whole posting your blog in a raw, consume at your own peril. Okay, time zones.
You stole it from Casey Muratori, who used it for an entire fucking exchange between him and Bob Martin.
This is funny.
Yeah, no, that's just me bitching about fucking time zones, which people still seem to have a hard time understanding despite living in them.
This is interesting. Smart blogs and talks. I like this.
Oh,
You spelled
look
Rob
at that.
Python. Whoa! Whoa!
Wait, I spelled Rob Pike wrong?
Yeah, Pike.
Oh, so it is.
But this is powerful. I like this. And this is even better, more powerful. The Tao of programming. Anyway, Adam FH has been waiting long enough. Diesel, I'm sorry.
So sad.
Adam FH, what's going on?
They're muted.
Adam FH, you appear to be muted.
Oh, it's TV Josh. I don't have a mic. Sorry, on this computer. Okay.
This doesn't really work very well with the old format.
Well, they're in Twitch chat, so I guess we can just kind of flame their resume
Yeah. All right. So I
under
deleted their
strain.
name off the top because I don't want to dox you like I am totally willing to dox Moose. All right. So what do we got? Senior platform engineer, Acme, Paris, Texas.
Fuck. And the only other reason they got me earlier too was because the call came from Texas, and I was talking to a recruiter in Texas. So I was like, wait a fucking minute. There's a non-zero chance this is them. Or they could be fucking with me.
That is very funny.
Anyway, all right.
Oh, it's a fake name. I see.
All right. Start from the top.
Yep. Got senior platform
Okay.
engineer, Acme, Paris, Texas.
2017 present, designed and implemented proxy for Google Healthcare API with user authorization and data validation. Okay. First bullet point. My first question. Why? Like, what was the necessity for a layer of indirection in the healthcare API with user authorization and data validation? I guess recruiters might not ask why, although I do. I would just say if you could explain the business case to it more. Okay, so for authorization and validation, so that's like the sole purpose of the that. So I would leave with that. I would say you implemented some sort of user authorization and data validation server or service or process on top of the Google Healthcare API. I think that's a better justification than saying, oh, well, I made a proxy, but then also had user authorization and data validation. If you put the user authorization data validation first, that makes it sound more like a program. Whereas with the way it's written currently, the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, this sounds like Nginx with basic auth. Yeah. Which, if it is, that's fine. Just make it sound like more than that. Maintained and extended video conferencing web apps for providers and patients. Oh, so patients.
That's pretty neat.
Would this be related to HIPAA by chance? I'll leave that as an open question. Okay.
Yeah, because if this is HIPAA compliance, you want to say HIPAA compliance.
Yeah. Mention that in there, I would say, especially if you're applying to jobs in the healthcare and medical industry. Just name dropping like HIPAA, PHI, PII. Those are all things that you absolutely want to do. You don't have to like spam it, but definitely get that in there. For providers and patients. And again, I can kind of interpolate because I've worked on HIPAA compliant stuff before. When you say providers and patients, I automatically can fill in the blank that this probably was HIPAA compliant. But for recruiters and stuff, that first pass filter, absolutely, you want to hit the keywords, as we mentioned, that reverse Turing test sort of thing going on. Maintained migrated legacy. Okay, not migrated. Migrated legacy apps from jQuery to Angular, and from Angular 2 to
Angular 2 and Java to Angular and Node. So some front end and back end stuff.
I'll say that kind of sounds disjointed the way you have it. I would say you migrated the front end from jQuery to Angular and the back end from Java to Node. That's how I would justify it.
How about this?
Migrated legacy apps from jQuery to... I would just say migrated legacy apps from jQuery to Angular on the front end and Java to Node on the back end.
That makes a lot more sense, yeah.
Yeah. Because that way, it kind of communicates that you have the sort of the orthogonal transitions as they were, which I know the front end and back end they're always going to be intercommunicating, but yeah.
Drove up
From
code
Jake
quality via. Oh, you're not done yet.
No. I'll let you go. Sorry, I've been talking at
Drove up
length.
code quality via reviews, pushing developers towards better testing discipline and increasing application stability and monitoring. By how much? And I'll let you ponder that. Worked with PMs and local remote teams to deliver an easier to use and more scalable UX. More scalable. By how much? I actually don't know how scalability on UX works. Seems like a weird
So,
metric.
how did you drive up code quality, and how did you push the developers to better practices? How did you influence them? Because all that stuff sounds really powerful. That sounds like you're being a senior engineer, with some reports, or you're being a team leader. You're kind of in a sort of a rising tide lifts all boats sort of role, and that's awesome. I'd love to hear about that. Code reviews explain the basics of WBE dev and database usage
Web dev.
web dev. Um,
So yeah, you can say by.
Okay. Perfect. Take all of that right there. Hang on, this side of the screen. Am I pointing towards the chat?
No.
There we go.
Yes. You got it.
Yeah. Take all of that stuff and put it on the resume. That's the key, right? Because doing code reviews, if you got people writing unit tests and stuff, more docs, if you are, educating more junior developers on how to work with databases, that's all awesome stuff to say and to have. And I would include that in line. Also, this might just be a problem with the open document format, but absolutely bullet all of these things. Can you actually do that right now, Nate? Can you drop in?
I could do
bullet
that,
points?
but I'm not going to.
Fair enough. Skills: Angular, TypeScript, Node, Python, Postgres, SQL, Bash. Okay. Angular, TypeScript. That makes sense.
I'm a pacifist. I can't use bullets. Well, dashes would also work.
Postgres and Python. You want to almost see. I like having a skill section, a skill summary for job, like points, but having the bullet points is supposed to defeat the need to have the skill section, right? You want to. You already mentioned Angular, TypeScript as well. That kind of goes with Angular. I know that recruiters may not know that. If you use TypeScript on the back end, then you can say Node and TypeScript. Python, you didn't mention at all, so I would say how you use Python. And Postgres, you mentioned that you were working with the database. You were explaining to junior developers how Postgres works. Maybe add that in there as well. And once you have those things in line within the bullet points, nix the skill section. Don't need it.
Yeah, and you'll want to, whatever you do, make sure it's consistent because you don't have a skill section down here or down here.
Yeah. Oh, also add a brief skills summary section and totally crib Nate's format on his resume. And by that, I mean crib the open leaf format because...
Overleaf,
Yeah, overleaf. Having the, technologies, then the years, then the, brief description, that's just a really powerful and, concise way to do a skill summary. And if everyone copied that format, I think the world would probably be a better place. Minus points for originality necessarily, but fuck it. Doesn't have to be original. Has to work.
Yeah,
right?
originality is overrated.
Anyway.
Senior software engineer in OK, Oklahoma. Redesign data stores and offline processing to reduce memory consumption and allow for a predicted 100x growth in scale. You see, that's what I'm talking about. Got a metric in there. Created web scraper to gather product data from competitor website for purchasing teams use. That's fun. I've done 2 or 3 of those in my day. Love it. What language do you use to write the web scraper though? You might want to put that in there. Designed web service for and processing job to integrate with legacy processes and eliminate manual spreadsheet handling. That's fantastic. I've done a couple of those in my day as well. Skills: REST, distributed system design, system integration, SQL, Java, J2EE, Dropwizard, AWS, DynamoDB, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Node.js, TypeScript, Python, Scala, Scala.js, Bash.
Scala.js? What the fuck? Is that a thing?
Oh, that's totally a thing. You need to talk to Light about that.
No, I don't think I do. Anyway, moving on from that. So all these bullet points right here, you can maybe word them a little bit different, but that's not really significant. These are really great bullet points. I love all of these. But then do it again. Skills, REST, distributed system design, system integration, SQL, Java. It is the skills and how you applied them are disjointed from the actions, right? And those have to be together. We already hit on that on the first one, and yeah, so same thing there. And then software development engineer 2 in Accident, Maryland.
I think he made up the names of the locations. I mean, how are you going to be in boring, okay accident in Paris? That is a list of places that I don't think anyone has ever worked in. And if you did, that's very powerful. Oh, what, are we just going to...
Oh my god.
Dead silence? What?
It's...
Okay. Accident MD. Paris, Texas. These are all places.
Garrett County.
Boring, Oregon. Yeah, these are all places. I doubt that... Yeah, of course the places are real, but I doubt that he actually worked out of these places. I think he's just trying not to dox himself.
I don't know. but yeah.
Software development engineer 2, I'm going to just steamroll. Goodreads in Accident, Maryland. Investigated catalog quality problems with Scala /Spark and Redshift queries. You just investigated them? You didn't do anything with them? You just investigated the issues? You went, investigation over. We figured out the culprit. Anyway, bye.
I'm having to read this through the stream, and it's Times New Roman, so I have to do my
I'm not sharing the proper thing, am I?
No, I've got to go. I've got my manual Zoom going on.
Here we go. This is what you want.
Yeah. All right. Watch stream. That's even worse.
What? All right. I want
it's even smaller.
Thank you, Discord. Way to go. Fantastic. Love to see it. Investigated catalog quality problems with Scala, Spark, and Redshift queries. Ported Flex web app for comparing items to GWT, upgrading its capabilities, and integrating with another app's web workflow. Designed and implemented AngularJS application for examining sets of items to avoid how fragile GWT was with our in-house toolchain. What does GWT stand for?
You just straight up throw GWT under the bus. I don't know what it is. But...
Yeah, maybe like a little parenthetical saying what GWT is. Added ability to fix incorrect data and create new relationships among catalog items through applications. Oh, Google Web Toolkit. Okay. Analyzed ML pipeline, removed vestigial elements, made improvements. TI increased efficiency by 3x. That's good. Coordinated with other teams to provide data from all regions for our applications. Investigated inaccuracy of interna data sources and implemented the use of more accurate replacements.
All right. I've got some strong feedback here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the line I will take, and this kind of applies to a lot of the others, analyzed machine learning pipeline, removed vestigial elements, and made improvements to increase efficiency by threefold. Made a threefold improvement in efficiency to the ML pipeline by performing analysis and removing vestigial or unnecessary elements, right? You kind of change the justification to where you lead with the value and then explain how you got there. And I realize I'm reflected in my camera, so I'm moving my hand the wrong way in a left to right justification. But yeah. Investigated catalog quality problems in Scala, Spark, and Redshift queries. Nate, like you said, that's like I investigated the problems, but then I assume
I found
you didn't
it.
Stop.
Anyway.
Yeah, I assume you didn't stop there. So explain how you know, you resolved problems that were present by performing an analysis using such and such tools. Um, GWT, spell that out at least once. Um, Maybe you can pick more specific critiques of GWT than just calling it fragile, or be more specific about how it didn't work. So, were things getting dropped? Was there high latency? Was there too much data? Was it not working on a Wednesday when it rained too much and the wind was blowing the northwest direction? So, like, rather than just kind of saying fragile, yeah, and then investigated accuracy of internal data sources and implemented the use of more accurate replacements. I would say that you improved the accuracy of internal data sources by investigating and replacing, portions that were deficient. It's, not that exactly, but that justification, that sort of prose, is what I would really try to go for. And I think with that, like, this is really nice that you've got AngularJS and Scala and Spark mentioned in line. I really like that rather than the skills section being separate.
Yeah, absolutely. So then we got software engineers, Xanadu, Boring, Oregon, 2009 to 2011, improving server applications, job querying performance with a C# client, SQL, and server-side Java, creating custom map overlay with third-party mapping software using C#. That's really neat. Wrote mobile app for scanning barcodes and generating and printing reports. Not a whole lot to that one. Say how much you improve the server application's job of queuing performance. You said how you did it, but not how much it worked. And then education, University of Guam, Mengyalo, Guam.
I'll qualify that, Nate. We are now going back more than 10 years in the past, so that might be a hard order to fill.
Yeah, fair enough. Who cares?
I would just say creating custom map overlay with 3D mapping software using C#, that's not really proper. Just punch these bullet points up a bit, make them sound a little bit nicer, but you don't have to go into great detail, right? You can just have it be pretty succinct, and that's fine. What I think this really shows that you've definitely been in production, been working the craft and working the trade for a long time. So you've definitely got more years of experience under your belt than certainly me or Nathan. Did I just call you Nathan?
You did.
Nate.
That is neither my name nor anything I asked people to call me.
I know some other people called Nate/Nathan, and it takes me a great deal of effort not to get people's names fucked up.
My name is Nathaniel. I ask people to call me Nate. Anything outside of that is wrong.
I also have a friend called Nicholas, like Nichloas.
Oh man,
did I spell that right? And then I have Niklas, who's German.
Niklas.
I also have a friend whose name is Sean, spelled SHAWN. And
sorry, I had to throw up there for a second.
Anyway, if this is the first time I fucked up your name, this is a pretty good track record.
Yeah,
for me.
Fair enough. Big respect. I'm sorry.
Education. Oh yeah, you already mentioned it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Of a 3.0 GPA. Yeah. There you go.
This is a perfectly acceptable resume. I would recommend putting in a skills section separately, though having it sprinkled in it does have its benefits. It's a lot easier to contextualize why you learned a skill or how you know that skill or what you've done with it than having it in its own section.
Well, it's not like a binary choice. Like,
yeah, certainly.
You have the skills in the bullet points, right? And you mentioned how you applied them. And then instead of having the skill section for each one, you just have like a broad summary at the top. Like I said, crib your format. So,
yep. So then, otherwise, if you do any open source stuff, it might be useful to have another section. I mean, if you've been software engineering for a decade, it's totally reasonable to go onto a second page. No problem with that. Obviously, a resume like this one or this one has gotten you plenty of jobs in the past and will probably continue to get plenty of jobs, though I think a couple of minor changes could make it read a little bit nicer. There's not a whole lot to say. Yeah, let's go with Heaven 1. Perfectly acceptable resume. And
I'm down
thank you
with
for
that.
being a good sport. I'm going to unceremoniously drop you, though you haven't been, I mean, you're muted and deafened, so it doesn't really matter what chat you're in. Yeah. Thanks a lot. This has been fantastic. You're welcome. Where's my buttons? How do I move to the stream ending screen?
I feel a little bad because we kind of just sat there for a couple minutes ripping into you.
That's all part of the game.
And because you weren't able to speak in VC, you weren't able to really, talk. But hopefully we weren't too terrible.
He said thanks, and he gifted a tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. That is great. Gracias. Now Shaybix has a subscription.
How about that?
Hey, appreciate
You
it,
a real
Josh. You see, this is why you can't apologize for ripping into someone, and then they throw it on a sub. Now you look like an idiot, Moose. I mean, I'm gonna have to go back and subtract another one from you and give myself a point for the sub.
This point, I take counting my points down with pride.
No, thanks for everyone that stuck in there. Thanks for everyone. I will be back next Tuesday. Tuesday through Friday. I stream 7 p.m. Eastern time, though I think I might move it to 8 p.m. Eastern time just to help out those on the West Coast, so then they can slide in at 5, which is still a little early, but not too crazy. Check me out on Twitter. Check me out on YouTube. Hopefully I'll get another video up this weekend. I don't know what I'll be screaming about this time. Last time it was audio quality. Yeah, appreciate everyone who came in. If you're watching this and you want your resume reviewed, just join the Discord, npml.com. Click the Discord link. Drop your resume in there. Moose, any final nonsense?
GitHub.com/Mooseius. Follow me.
Fantastic. Follow Mooseius on the old GitHub. And on that note, I'm out.